So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to format text that's been copied over from Word. And what I'm going to do first is toggle off the spell checker because there's a bug in the current version of Blackboard with the spell checker. When it's on, it creates extra span tags in your code, and I want your code to be clean so that you can see the proper way to format it. So I've copied over a module organizer from Word, and I deliberately stripped out the heading styles for the orange and the green subheadings. And that's so you could see how typically formatted Word content comes over as paragraphs rather than heading styles. So I'm going to toggle over into HTML code view. You can see that paragraph style right here at the top for that first heading. And it's also put in 18-point font, and that's not good because that's a fixed font size. It's not going to scale proportionately when the user changes her default font size in her browser. Somebody with low vision may bump up their default font size above 16 pixels. So what I'm going to do first is go to my font conversion chart that I provided in the module, and I'm going to see that 18 points is the same as 1.5M. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that 18 point with 1.5M. And then I'll go down here to the chart again, and the next heading level down is 16 point, which is 1.4M. So I'm going to look for that font size for that subheading and replace the 16 point with 1.4M. And I'm going to do the same for the next subheading level down for the to-do list. I'm going to grab that 16 point and type in 1.4M. Okay, now I need to fix the headings, and I know from the typical order of a Blackboard page that within that content editor, the first heading will be a H3 because there's already an H2 and an H1 before it on the page that we don't see. So I'm going to change this paragraph to an H3, and I'm going to strip out this line dash height of normal, and I'm going to strip out the bold tag here in the beginning of this span. And what that's going to do once I delete it and hit a backspace is pull that styling for the relative font size over, as well as the color. So go to the end of the line and find your closing span tag and delete that. Also delete the closing bold tag. We didn't need our bold tag because our font size of 1.5M and the heading 3 style is going to give it a bold appearance. We also have to change the closing paragraph to a closing H3. So for our green subheading, I'm going to change that paragraph tag to an H4. I'm going to strip out the line dash height normal, the bold tag, and the beginning of the span tag. I'm going to hit delete and then backspace to pull over the style and attach it to the H4. And then I'm going to go to the end of the line. I'm going to delete the span tag, delete the bold tag, and I'm going to change this closing paragraph to an H4. Okay, so once I have that styling in place for the first green subheading, I can actually just copy the beginning of this tag here for the H4 style by hitting Control-C on my Windows keyboard. I'm going to go down here at the bottom where the other subheading is called To-Do List, and I'm going to hit Control-V and paste that styling in. Go to the end of the line, delete the closing span tag, delete the closing bold tag, and change the closing paragraph tag to an H4 for heading level 4. Okay, I'm going to hit update. Okay, so it did shrink in size a little bit, but we do have proper semantic headings here for the orange and the green text that screen readers can use. People using screen readers can use this to navigate with. Something else that can help readability and usability is adding space in between your list items. So I'm going to toggle back into HTML view and do that here. We have two lists, the longer one at the top and the shorter one at the bottom. Okay, so what we have are ordered lists, and those are numbered lists. If it was a bulleted list, it would be an unordered list and it would be a UL tag. So ordered list is OL. So I can see where the start of this list is, and I can see all the LI for list items and the closing of that first list. I'm going to delete start equals 1 because I don't need that. I'm going to type style equals line dash height colon 1.5 and then the quotes. And that's going to create 1.5 times line spacing. You could bump that up to a multiple of 2 if you'd like. So I don't want these line heights of normal, which are set on our list items, to supersede the line height that I set over here in the ordered list. So I need to find the style for each list item and highlight over it and then just hit delete to delete all these, and backspace to pull the caret over. So with CSS, whatever style is closest to the text is the one that takes precedence over an earlier style. And I don't want that line height of normal to take precedence over the line height of 1.5 times the line height, the font size. There we go. Okay, so that fixed the first list, and then I can copy this style up here to create the same. I'm doing Control C. I'm just going to highlight over the beginning of the second ordered list and do Control V to paste that same tag in with the styling on it that I want. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this other styling here on the list items. And I'm going to hit update. And you can see we have a little bit of space here in between lines to help with readability. And when you're done, don't forget to hit the submit button.